signing to Pure Noise. So how does it feel signing to such a major label?
Yeah, it's no surprise they're champs, counterparts, you know, boys in Seaway. It's
4 years strong.
4 years strong.
It's really humbling, man. It's really nice to kind of be a part of that team because we know how hard they work and we just feel like we fit right in.
Did you ever expect to be signed to a label like that, or especially so quickly being such a young band?
Nah, not when we started out. That was like the pipe dream. Pure Noise Records. We were like, yeah, no way. And then 2 years, 3 years later, yeah.
You've been buzzing in the UK scene for quite a long time. The name's been around for a while.
It's kind of lingering.
Well, so you're getting bigger and better.
We're more of a lurker. We live in the shadows.
So you're about to tour the US with Seaway, Hit the Lights, other label mates, I know.
Can't swim as well. I'm sick. It'd be much out of me. Well.
So how do you think the US are going to respond to your sound? Do you think it's fitting with the rest of the boys? Or are you excited about getting to tour the US?
Literally don't know what to expect.
I think at first we're gonna see some blank faces because we're still new in this scene really. So I reckon over there they're gonna have no idea who we are. But I think it might pick up in a few places, like California and things.
It's quite a big tour, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the biggest tour you've done, or are you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest by far. Yeah.
So you're playing Slam Dunk this year as well. A lot of the younger bands I've sort of interviewed recently have always it's a dream of theirs to do Slam Dunk. Is that the same for you guys? Was it?
I think it's a bit of a milestone.
Yeah.
I'd say touring in the US was more of a dream really to kind of just get out of Europe and play shows. I mean, Slam Dunk's sick and it's full of some really cool bands, but I think like for us it's more.
Yeah, I've never really once thought I've really.
One place I want to play.
Yeah, even though it's cool as
It's
hell.
cool as fun. Yeah. I think like Reading and Leeds, if we ever played that would be like.
That's the next milestone
That's
for
the milestone.
Yeah. Cool. Recently, yourselves, bands like Rome, Trash Boat, Waster, and of course Neck Deep, all signed to these American labels. What do you think is it about now, the time when UK bands are getting picked up by it? Is it a sign of the UK pop punk scene, or just the pop punk in general thriving?
I don't know really. Literally no idea.
It's weird because like none of us really, I guess, listen to pop punk, even though we're in a pop punk band ourselves. It's a weird one. It's definitely thriving, but I think it's quite saturated at the moment. A lot of bands are sort of sounding the same. I think labels can kind of like pick and choose, can't they? I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they got a few successes in the UK and started
Expanding,
yeah.
Really, we don't pretend to be American or anything else. We want to kind of drive it home, I guess.
So like basically the influences in our music kind of span like I guess decades.
Sure.
So I think we end up coming and sounding a little bit because we kind of just like don't really look at our peers to what they're doing. We kind of look at bands way in the past, like bands from like Brand New to I don't know, Radiohead to the Pixies, like Smiths. Yeah, we just kind of look back and
never thought all of these pop punk bands doing pop punk music. Just all the influences from different genres, I guess, culminating in something different in this genre.
I think pop punk for us was just like a middle ground of interest for all 5 members to start a band, and it was just kind of like, this is kind of like collectively all of our interests. But now I feel like as we're progressing, we've had a lot more room to come out of that and actually really do evolve and do exactly what we want to do, which is what we're doing now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a relatively short record, 4 tracks. It's kind of, I mean, for me, it's got sort of 2 sides of us, I guess. You've got Asleep at the Wheel and Gone Gone, which is sort of more kind of edging towards pop punk and such. And then we've got Trapman and Shade, which I wouldn't really associate with pop punk at all, to be honest. It's cool. It's kind of like the dark and light.
Yeah.
Kind of put into the EP, which kind of it's like a cool segue to kind of push everyone, hopefully, into liking the album. And that comes out.
Yeah, it's kind of bridging the gap, isn't it? Really? I think the album is still miles apart from Sordage, but I think it's kind of basically we're just easing people into that transition.
So there's a full length coming up in the next year or so, and
around September, October.
Yeah.
oh right, okay, so
Autumn. Yeah, it's been
quite
recorded.
soon, yeah.
I'm really happy
It's
with
all
the
done and dusted, man.
oh right, it's already written.
Gotta sit on it now.
Yeah.
Bitten.
I think Sordage, I think, was the first release where we were actually fully comfortable within ourselves and with each other, and the music that came out was just purely us, and we weren't looking at anyone else, we weren't thinking about anything else, we were just like, what do we want to hear on this record?
So you're playing any of the new songs when you go to the States, or
From the record? Or?
yeah, from the new records?
I don't think so. I think we're just kind of sound checking them every day.
Okay.
Just kind of getting them tight, because when you're on tour for a while, you don't really get a chance to go into a practice room and kind of give it, take some time out to practice them. So I guess the only chance we kind of get is the sound check. So I think once it gets tight enough, we could probably start playing new songs, but I don't know if that's yet.
Well, from
I think this is great. I think it's just cool that so many people are, fully committed and fully involved in the pop punk scene now. It's like pop punk and emo go kind of hand in hand, and I think a lot of people who like emo will like pop punk and vice versa and things. So it's just growing every day, and it's kind of nice to just fit in that and be a part of these kids' lives.
you may have covered it already, kind of, but obviously you've accomplished quite a lot already. Do you have any set goals? The milestones you talked about, Leeds and Reading. Anything above that, or is it just see how you go as you go along, see how you progress?
I mean, probably like Reading and Leeds, world domination.
Sure.
Fizzle out in flames of glory.
I don't know where this is going to take us. We seem to have a very different path from a lot of bands that are around today, and I think this path is just our own, and I think we kind of just make it up as we go along, really. And it's been fun, and we don't know what's coming next. Like, the only aim for all of us is to write a couple of really good albums that will hopefully stand the test of time, and that people will look back in 10 years or even more and take influence from it, or say, oh, that was great what they did there and stuff like that, and still stand the test of time and
longevity.
Longevity, that's the good one.
And it's those albums as well that we kind of write for ourselves, something we want to all be proud of. We don't want to write it to kind of gain attention from anyone else. We're happy with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing.
There's nothing worse than still being in a band 10 years from when you wrote your first album and then being too embarrassed to play those songs. So that's kind of where we're aiming for, really.
Do you all have a hand in the writing process together, or is it?
Yeah, equally, we all write the songs together collectively. I think that's just the best way it works, because we've got more opinions on the songs, more ideas are being bounced around, and sometimes people would say too many cooks or whatever, but we're so particular, and we're all a bunch of perfectionists to the point where we sculpt the songs into such a fine, entity, and it's really worked for us that way.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like one of us will start with an idea, and it could be anyone, and then you sort of give it to someone else, and that idea can change entirely, but you can still hear your own idea there, and then it'll just keep going with that, morphing and evolving.
It snowballs, doesn't it?
It just snowballs into something that the end product is just us.
Yeah.
And that's all there is to it.
It all comes down to what music you listen to, all your influences. Don't look at bands that are doing something today and then copy them, because you'll end up as a diluted version of them. Look back.
Copy of a copy.
Yeah. Do what you want. Do something different. Don't be afraid to stand out, or
People like it.
People like it. That's a bonus. Just always do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Look back at older music. Take a lesson from the greats. And, I think that's kind of the best thing to go about doing it back.